Good morning. Today is January 14, 2025. We just had the PPI report and we had a huge spike after what it seemed to be traders were selling into yesterday's range, trying to get inside. Then we had the spike. If you look at the footprint, you can see that there was a lot of little gaps on that move. There was a bunch of stops. This shows stops being run. You can see all those buy orders, probably a market price that got triggered, and we went all the way up here to 59.18 on a 3/4. And then we saw some pullback. Now we're consolidating here and we're repairing some of this poor structure. So a few things. So first is, do we repair the structure and keep and attempt to make new lows, or do we hold that area and keep moving higher? So if you look at the profile for the overnight session, it's pretty balanced, right? You can see like we're trading right at the middle, right at VWAP. The point of control is, well, it's a little higher on ES, but looks like it's about to shift down. For NQ, it's right in the middle. So even if we repair this, you can see that, you know, after yesterday's drop, there was a buying the whole day. We could see we moved 70 points, no more than 70 points from the lows, and then we kept that buying through the overnight session, and now more stops, more shorts got stopped out. So I think it's gonna be a little hard for shorts now to keep the move going. I think there's some trap shorts here. So if we're not able to repair those imbalances from that pop, then look for a move above the overnight high, above yesterday's high, and then a retest of value area for the session from the 8th of January, which was up here, and value area low for that day is at 59.40. So if you look at this, the larger time frame, if we enter value here, then we're very close to the 20-day point of control. So I think this is key, because if we do that, then we'll probably sweep through value, and value area high is up here at 59.60, and here we have the 21 EMA. So at this point, this is resistance, and if we move through that, then we have the 50 moving average and the 20 moving average. So we have this area that's kind of like it's a little, the structure is still a little weak here. So it could be that at this point we just balance around here and we just fill this caves with some volume. So that's one scenario that I'm looking at. The other scenario is that we come back down, fill the gap, right? Because we're opening on an RTH gap, fill the gap to yesterday's high, and then at that point we either bounce and stay rotational, or we enter into yesterday's value. And yesterday's value area for ES is at 58.78, value area high. So entering that, we need to take this set of single prints, and then below that, then we can do one of those sweep through value. But the thing is, yesterday was a double distribution, so or triple, I should say. But if we get below the point of control, then we have this low volume area close to half back from yesterday. So I would expect some buying here, some defending on this area, the 58.50 area. And then if we get below that, then we have this distribution right here below the previous week's low, and then I would expect this range to be taken pretty quickly if we get there. So a lot of different scenarios for today. Not marrying any of them because I think they're all possible today. There's this market has been two-sided, so it could really go either way. Similar structure for NQ. I marked this fibs from that last drop from this high to this low, and the 50% retracement is here at 21,299.50, which is very close to the 20-day point of control. So I think this area is going to be a short-term magnet, but now it's looking a little weaker. So let's see what happens at the open. Right now we're in balance, so probably nothing to do at the open until we start seeing some clear move or a move above the overnight high. And NQ is pretty close. The gap is not it's not as large, relatively speaking. Actually, it's about the same. It's about the same. We're right about the Globex open and a few points from that gap from yesterday. Okay. Also tomorrow we have CPI also, so it could be that we just balance and then wait for the next numbers. Okay. Crude oil. Still pretty bullish. We have two back-to-back P profile shaped, which means that buyers are not able to continue the move, but we have bullish imbalances, so I'm still looking for higher prices and until we start accepting below 75.80. So why 75.80? Well, because that's the bottom side of this, the top of the spike. And then yesterday we tested right to that top of the spike, and then we moved back up. So that means that there's still buyers in control. They're not able to take it inside the spike or accepting inside this spike. So unless we accept below 75.80, then still looking for either balancing in this area or a move higher into this 78.20 area. Hold on, let me put this in here so I can see it when that happens, if that happens. So that's short-term support. Gold. Keeps trading in this range. It still hasn't been able to move above this area of resistance that I had mentioned. and just keeps coming back to that 20-day point of control, which has now shifted a little higher, but you can see that the 2664 is still very relevant. That's the 90-day and the 365-day point of control. All right, I think that's about it. So one thing that I wanted to mention is that this market lately, because of the volatility being elevated, the ranges are a little crazy. So I think what we need to do is keep zooming out, looking at the larger time frame. If you look at, let me see if I can pull this up, this chart. So if you look at this 15-minute chart of NQ, right? We were in a downtrend, right? And then we started, so we made this high right here, and then made this low, right? So we didn't take this high until Monday late day, right? So you know what, when we started moving higher, right? Like we had the first relevant high was here, right? Which was, you know, here people were trying to short, right? Then eventually we retested this low, but this low couldn't take this low. So this was the first higher low that was pretty relevant, right? Then we made a higher high right here by breaking this high. So this to me represents the trend, the shift in trend, right? But it was a little hard to see because of how choppy it was in the smaller time frame. So if you're not looking at a larger time frame chart, this looks choppy, and it's a little hard to tell that we're shifting trends, right? So I think keep zooming out, and also remember this is a 15-minute chart. That means that in 15 minutes we had a move from, you know, the 715 area to the 865 area. Right? So it's a pretty big move. So if you're not trading small, you're gonna get stopped out pretty often. So just keep that in mind. Remember to keep the bigger picture fresh. So you keep referring to it, so you can have a better feel of what this market wants to do. Right now we have a higher high, we have a lower low, and we have this high that couldn't take this high. So if we don't take these two highs and we break this low, then we're gonna start shifting. This time frame is gonna start reversing, right? So keep that in mind. We can also look at an hourly chart, which will show us. Hold on one second. We have the hourly chart, right? We have higher high, then we have a higher low, lower low, right? Then we have a lower low, lower high, right? Then we broke this low. So the hourly, it's in a downtrend, and until it doesn't break this high right here, the 21,377, we're still in a downtrend, right? and I would even argue that the one that we need to break is this one, because this was just like a minor swing high. I wouldn't, you know, I don't know if this is the one that I want to see break. I want to see this one break, right? This is more relevant when you're looking at swing highs and lows. So, you know, we can literally, my point is that we can literally move up all the way to here to the 21,500 and still be in an hourly downtrend. So keep all those things in mind. Keep it, because you know this is very choppy. It's really hard if you don't trade small. It's very hard to forget about where we're at in the larger picture. All right, that's about it for today. Enough rambling. Hope that was useful.